In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for Friday, January 10th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our January 10th NBA bet slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91 as well. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 8.81 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, thank you guys for the support. You guys are flowing in on the NBA plays here. Continue to make sure, if you're viewing this channel, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and go ahead and slap that like as well. We're bringing phenomenal plays here on the NBA. Another successful docket for the Patreon as well. Our top tier number one play. This was a lot of people mulling over, going with the Thunder, not a lot of people were secure in their play in this game right here. I was adamant about the Cavaliers. Cavaliers came through. I put them on the money line there. I had the late game parlay I gave out to the Patreon as well. Nuggets, Bucks, that was plus 115 as well. And then I gave out the Wizards. I told you this was a scenario here where you cannot trust the Philadelphia 76ers here. No Joel Embiid, no Paul George. Perfect spot here for Washington Wizards to cover. They almost outright won that game coming down, how they showed up in that fourth quarter as well. So if you want winning plays, you sign up right now in the description provided down below. Click on it, get connected. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First up in MSG, Madison Square Garden, we have the New York Knicks 25-13 going up against the OKC Thunder 30-6. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the Thunder as road favorites minus 145. It just changed live here as favorites here with the comeback of the Knicks at a plus 120, point spread at a 3.5, total points at 224.5. Public bet percentage here, 67% of the bets, 69% of the money on the side of the Thunder. And for the point spread, 71% of the bets, 86% of the money here. It has increased here, more sharps and public on the side of the Thunder to cover the 3.5. And for the total points, 84% of the bets, 85% of the money towards that over 224.5. Looking at the injury report here, let's see if we can refresh it. Maybe something happened. It just moved a whole entire point here. See if they confirmed anyone out or in. Right now for the Thunder, they're going to be without a lot of bench guys here. Ajay Mitchell, Alex Caruso, Alex Dukas, Adam Flagler, and Chet Holmgren. We know he's been out for a while. For the New York Knicks, game time decision on Karl Anthony Towns. So we got to wait on news for him. Miles McBride, Mitchell Robinson is out, and Kevin McClure is out as well. So pretty much the same cast and crew here. We're really waiting on news about Karl Anthony Towns, and obviously him being out would be a major loss here for the New York Knicks. Definitely something that is not insurmountable, but definitely they would like to have him in this matchup here. I think he can take advantage down below as well. And this is going to be Isaiah Hartenstein coming back to the New York area here where he played last season. A little bit of, maybe could be some revenge for him as well. For the Thunder and the Knicks, first matchup, that was a total of 224 in that one. And that's why they set that line literally at 224.5. Looking at the last past five for both of these teams, OKC were on a big winning streak and got a loss against Cleveland, and then the Knicks have been up and down, beat Utah but lost to Thunder, lost to Chicago, lost to Orlando, and then finally got back right against the Toronto Raptors. They showed up in that particular game here. This is their second and last meeting here, and the New York Knicks are at home where they play much better basketball. They are 12-5 at home here. This is a spot where I think a lot of the public, as you can see, are going to be hopping right back on the OKC Thunder bandwagon and think they're going to get right back onto a winning streak. I think the value here is on the New York Knicks. Obviously, I want to wait on news about Karl-Anthony Towns, so definitely wait on that. But the value here is on that plus 3.5. If this line keeps moving, then I'm going to be taking advantage. I'm going to fade the public. I'm taking advantage here of the New York Knicks, who I think are a very good elite East team here that can definitely put up a strong fight against the Thunder, who are without Chet Holmgren, which is something that can take advantage of here. But I need to know about Karl-Anthony Towns. So right now, we're going to act like Karl-Anthony Towns is going to play. Give me the plus 3.5. If I'm going with a total, I think both of these teams, Thunder played very good defense. Knicks played very good defense. The first meetup barely went under. They set this line really as bait. I think it goes under again. I think it's going to be a defensive matchup here between these two teams. So I'm going to go under 224.5. In Gainbridge Fieldhouse here, we have the Indiana Pacers 20-18 going against the Golden State Warriors 19-18. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, we're going to have to go over to ESPN for the current odds, the most updated odds here. Right now, the line is Pacers home favorites minus 7.5. With the comeback of the Warriors at a plus 7.5, total at 223.5. And the money line minus 275 for Indiana with the comeback of the Golden State Warriors at a plus 225. Looking at the injury report here for these two teams, the reason why this line ballooned from 3.5 to 7.5, Golden State Warriors going to be without Moses Moody, Andrew Wiggins, Pods, who's been out for a while, Kuminga, and Gary Payton II. For the Pacers, there's going to be a game time decision on Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton. Both of those are GTDs. Aaron Naismith is out, and obviously Isaiah Jackson and Wiseman will be out for an extended period of time. So these two teams here, they have already played earlier in the season. That was a 6-point win by the Pacers on the road in that game, and that was a total of 216 points. Golden State Warriors coming off a solid win against a red-hot Detroit Pistons team here, and that was a 107-104 win. Very good effort from them. Pacers are on a little bit of a run, 4 games in a row with the winning streak here over the Chicago Bulls, Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix Suns, and Miami Heat. All games that they should have won. All these teams have been, pretty much below 500 and just been playing bad basketball here. If you're telling me you're giving me 7.5 points with an inconsistent Indiana Pacers team, and I still have Steph Curry, and you have a big Q tag on Miles Turner, who has an illness, and Tyrese Halliburton, I think the value is going to be on the side of the Warriors here. So we're going to take the plus 7.5 with the Golden State Warriors, take advantage of those points with Steph Curry. If Steph Curry's out, then that changes things. But as long as we got Steph Curry with the Warriors, we got Buddy Hield, we still got plenty of guys with Draymond Green there that can definitely get this game and definitely keep it close against the Pacers that have been very up and down. All right, so plus 7.5. If we're going towards the total 223, both of these teams, especially the Pacers, really love to turn up the tempo. I like the over 223.5. Say we get into a 3-point shooting contest here as well. And for the money line, we'll leave that alone here. I'm going to stick with the value with Golden State Warriors 7.5 in the over 223. In Kia Center here, we have the Orlando Magic 22-17 going against the Milwaukee Bucks 19-16. Looking at the current odds for this game here, I'm going to have to head over to ESPN. They have everything up to date right now. Milwaukee Bucks are road favorites, minus 4.5 on the spread with the comeback of the Orlando Magic at plus 4.5. For the money line, Minus 170 for Milwaukee with the comeback of Orlando at a plus 145. And the total set at 210.5. All right, Milwaukee Bucks here for the injury report. Just a whole bunch of game time decisions, so you really got to wait on Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Damian Lillard. All right, right now all these three main guys, key guys here, are all game time decisions. They had rest, so they most likely are going to play, but definitely got to wait on the news on those three guys. For the Orlando Magic, everyone thought that Paolo Banchero is going to come back for the second part of the back-to-back. We'll see. He's not going to play in this one. He's out on the Friday game. Well, if anything changes, I definitely go towards Twitter or use RotoWire/NBA lineups. You can use either one of those. But no Paolo Banchero, no Jalen Suggs, no Gary Harris, no Franz Wagner. Those are all major outs. I told you, you got to take advantage of the Orlando Magic when they're missing all these key guys. Obviously, that did not go well against the New York Knicks in that one, but when you're talking about a team that's decimated here, starting five completely gone, I'm taking my odds there. And obviously, Vegas has you on their side here with Milwaukee currently favored on the road. That's a key factor there. Previously, they did play in the NBA Cup. That was a 5-point win for the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks have been trending in the right direction. A big win over Toronto by over 24 points, and then a blowout win against San Antonio. Could they be getting on a roll right here? And I think they are. And I think they should take advantage of the Orlando Magic as well at home without their key guys. All right, that's the key factor there. So we're going to go complete sweep here. Give me Milwaukee on the money line. If you want to take the 3.5, you can, but I'm just fine with the money line there. The key factor also will be the total of 210 when these guys played obviously earlier in the year. That was a healthy Orlando Magic, and they were able to score over 100 points. That might be a problem here. Last 3 games, last 4 games, last 5. Nope. So they scored 89 against Minnesota, scored 103 against the Knicks, scored 92 against Utah, scored 106 against Toronto, scored 96 against Detroit. I don't think that they get over 100 points. So we're going to go with the under 210.5. So let me say that again. Milwaukee on the money line and the under 210.5. In Wells Fargo Center here, we have the Philadelphia 76ers 15-20 going against the New Orleans Pelicans here 7-31. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the 76ers as home favorites, a minus 175 on the money line with the comeback of the Pelicans at a plus 145. Point spread at a 3.5. Total points at 221.5. Full game public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets, 100% of the money all over the 76ers in this game. For the point spread, 81% of the bets, 82% of the money towards Philly to cover. And for the total points, 78% of the bets and money towards the over 220.5. These two teams have not faced each other yet this year. And for the injury report here for the New Orleans Pelicans, DeJounte Murray is a game-time decision. Brandon Ingram's been out for a while. He's going to be out for this one. Trey Murphy is out, and Herbert Jones is out as well. Positive news, Zion Williamson is back. And he played phenomenally in his first game back with over 22 points, about 6 to 7 rebounds. Played very well. It was a good sight to see him back here. For the 76ers, Jared McCain is out for the year. Andre Drummond is out. Kyle Lowry is out. Paul George is game time decision. And Joel Embiid is out as well. Now, when you get Joel Embiid out of these games, this team is poor. All right. Obviously, they've been struggling all year long. If you're looking at their record, now you're taking out Joel Embiid and possibly Paul George. That's a huge question mark there. They were, 13-point favorites against Washington. They almost lost that game. It came down to the wire. They were to make some key plays with 2 minutes left, but that was a very poor performance with Tyrese Maxey out there by himself. And this is going to be another similar situation here for the 76ers. I cannot trust them at all with any amount of points. All right. We're getting Zion Williamson back. He looked very good here in his first game back against Minnesota. They gave them a run for their money, but came up a little bit short. I think they get things right here. Give me the value on the Pelicans. Give me the plus 3.5. I think this is going to be a high-scoring environment, despite the fact that they're going to be missing Joel Embiid here, because Tyrese Maxey, they got plenty of three-point shooters and can still put up points, and the Pelicans defense is a little bit poor. So the over 220.5 looks great, but the value is on the Pelicans plus 3.5. in TD Garden here. We have the Boston Celtics 27-10 going against the Sacramento Kings 18-19. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the Celtics home favorites minus 500 on the money line with the comeback of the Kings at a plus 375. Point spread at a 10.5. Total points at 229.5. Full game public bet percentage here, 97% of the bets, 99% of the money all over the Celtics. For the point spread, things a little bit tighter here. 52% of the bets towards the Kings to cover. But the Sharps, 65% of the money towards Boston to cover that 10.5. For the total points, 83% of the bets, 86% of the money towards the over 229. All right. Looking at the injury report here for both of these teams, starting off with the Sacramento Kings, we're waiting on news about De'Aaron Fox. Right now, he's a game time decision. Definitely have some patience on that one. That could definitely switch things there for the Kings and switch that line as well. Boston Celtics not dealing with any injuries at all, really, of any importance. All right, with those two guys on the injury report. For the Kings here, they're on a 5-game winning streak, playing very solid basketball. Most of those games were at home. That was a key component there, dominating at home against Miami, Memphis, Philly, and Dallas. Boston Celtics here, they're doing their norm. They're out here winning on the road. 4 out of their last 5 games, they have won. The only loss came to the OKC Thunder, which is very, very understandable here. They're back home after a little short road trip, back home at TD Garden here. And this is a very ugly spot for the Sacramento Kings here. They set this line here on purpose here, despite the fact that the Kings are been on a 5-game winning streak, playing phenomenal basketball at home. This is a top-tier talent here. This is the NBA champions here in the Boston Celtics, and they got to come to TD Garden. And that 10.5 speaks volumes. I don't think the value is on the side. I'm going to fade the public here. Public right here, 52% of the bets. That's the public on the Kings. We're going to fade that. We're going to take the Boston Celtics to cover the 10.5, and I love the over here. Kings don't play much defense, and Celtics can run up the score. It doesn't matter who they face here. Love the over 229.5. Last but not least, here we have the Chicago Bulls here in the United Center, 17-20, going up against the Washington Wizards, 6-29. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the Bulls as home favorites, minus 650 on the money line, with the comeback of the Wizards at a plus 450. Point spread at an 11.5, and the total is at 240.5. Looking at the public bet percentage here, we have 98% of the bets, 97% of the money on the side of Chicago. For the point spread, 76% of the bets, 64% of the money for Washington to cover. And for the total points here, 60% of the bets, 59% of the money towards the over 240.5. So a very high total in this game. These two teams have already played twice. Earlier in the NBA Cup, that was 127-108. That was the Chicago Bulls win. That total was 235. And then Washington Wizards beat the Chicago Bulls a couple days ago. 8 days ago, they just beat the Chicago Bulls by 18. That was a complete rout here, and that was 232 points in that total there. This total here is on a whole nother level at 240. So very, very high total, very skeptical there. Looking at the injury report, we're waiting on news for Washington Wizards. We're waiting on Jordan Poole, Alexander Sarr, and Rashawn Holmes. All right, those are going to be key guys there. We need them to be in. Tristan Vucevic is going to be out of this game for the Chicago Bulls. No Torrey Craig and no Ayo Dosunmu. All right, Dosunmu has been played very solidly this year for the Chicago Bulls. He will be out of this game. All right, so the value here in this game, I've told you, this will be the third time. About 5 days ago with the Hornets. These third games, they keep boosting up these point spreads and daring you to take it. And this is a situation where this season series is 1-1. It's not like the Bulls have been dominating the Wizards. It should be like that, but these are in-division rivals here. And the value is on the Wizards, despite the fact that how bad this team is. They played close in certain matchups, and against the Chicago Bulls, they've shown hard. Against Philadelphia, they almost took that win there. I think they bring some momentum over here, and Chicago Bulls are very, very inconsistent. They played very inconsistently all season long. That's why their record is what it is right now. If we're looking at the record, 17-20, under 500 team, they are been very, very disappointing, and the value is on the Wizards. So give me the plus 11.5 on the point spread. This total, I think they set this total on purpose this high and forcing you to take the under. I'm going to go over. All right. The last two games have not reached this total. I think this one is, and I think there's going to be a high-scoring back-and-forth environment here between the Wizards and Bulls that can definitely put up points. Love the over. That's where it's going to be definitely against the grain. So plus an 11.5 and the over 240.5. If you want the breakdown of the Brooklyn Nets and Denver Nuggets, I'm going to post that down below. I'm going to be pretty much honest with you. I'm going to be very heavily on the side of the Denver Nuggets there. That's why the line is at like 14.5. But if you want the rest of the plays, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, we just went on fire here with the college football playoff. We had Notre Dame. I don't know why people were on Penn State. Held it down. Notre Dame came through. We just had a complete sweep on the slate for Thursday as well. If you want to sign up, get connected. That link is provided down below. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes all 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.